Two best friends made a pact to get divorced and start their own family unit? No, not type of family unit where two friends that were, of the opposite sex. This is a little different. Let's jump into the story, of course, from TikTok. This is from scarymommy.com. There's no arguing that being a parent is one of, if not the most difficult and demanding jobs out there. Being a single mom, that's a uniquely difficult and totally different ballgame. Twice the work, twice the responsibility, and half the income. Some single moms are taking a new approach by leaning on their friends for support, and not just a drop off for an hour type of situation, but more of a move in and do life together type of support. Some women call these cohorts mommunes.
Like communes.
Wow. Mommunes, while others just call it co-parenting with a best friend. Whatever the name, the concept of platonic families or platonic soulmates is becoming more and more popular. Wait.
That made no sense. Oh, no.
Platonic soulmates? I am so confused. I thought the whole point of a soulmate was that it was
not platonic.
Not platonic.
Huh? That just sounds like closeted to me.
I mean, that sounds like science. It's not nothing. It's becoming more and more popular. TikTok mom Maddie Joy went viral on social media platforms after revealing that she and her best friend had a pact to get divorced, move in together, and create their own family unit. The video quickly gained 9.9 million views and over 1 million likes. It is what it is, Maddie wrote in the text overlay of a video of selfie footage. My best friend and I made a pact. Both got divorced.
Darkness.
Moved in together, and now she meal preps our lunches for the work week. I clean the kitchen, and we're raising a wonderfully non-traditional family while we heal together. So what is a platonic life partner? A platonic life partner does away with the Western ideal of the Western ideal of the nuclear. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Western ideal of the nuclear family. That's not a Western idea, you freaking goobers.
Only until white people colonized America did a mother and a father start creating families. Before then, it was all mommunes and just gay little lovers.
What are we talking about?
Tons of children.
Why is everything that is literally the bedrock of civilization everywhere all of a sudden Western ideals? The nuclear family is not a Western ideal, guys. It's not. It takes a different approach by recruiting friends or deeply connected non-romantic allies to help keep a home and raise a family. In fact, multi-family households are the fastest growing household type over the 2 decades, up from 2019, according to data from the Office for National Statistics. The decline of the heterosexual marriage can be traced back even further. Rates are currently at their lowest since records began in 1862. Based on recent studies, it seems that millennial and Gen Z women are rejecting the archaic notion of settling down.
Gross. Yuck.
And if they do decide to do so, the picture may look a bit different than it has in the past. According to Women's Health, a platonic life partnership.
This is a sickness of the highest order.
The only ship that doesn't sail is a partnership.
That's a Dave Ramsey quote. A platonic life partnership is typically between two women, sometimes with at least one partner who's... Wait.
So one...
Wait.
So one's closeted.
Hold on. One is friend zoning and the other one is in love. Some pairs live together and raise kids together. Others may choose to live close to each other, but not in the same home. Well, I mean, that's like just good community. Like good old-fashioned community is just like being friends with people that can hang with your kids for a day if you need them to, right? Like,
yes.
In several follow-up videos, Maddie explains further about her platonic partnership and how she and her best friend make it work for their home. Oh my gosh. All right.
One user commented, is it hard raising your kids parallel? Do they get along? Is it hard not having the same parenting styles? Maddie actually explains that she is the only one with children, so there are never disagreements when it comes to parenting the kids. That being said,
I don't think Maddie understands that she's in a situationship. I don't think she gets it.
Oh, we have the video?
Play the video. Okay. Shout out to Trinity AG.
The days are easy and the nights are relaxing. Well, we're sitting here with our tea,
laughing at everyone's comments after work. So do with that what you will.
So all I figured out is that it's a single mom with a roommate.
That's what it sounds like.
like why are we calling it Mommunes?
We're putting
Putting all
labels
the
on
sauce
it.
on it. My mom was in a Mommune when she got divorced from my biological dad, and then she got married and became a Western nuclear family.
This is what I think. Hot take, right? If we read in 1 Timothy where Paul lays out a natural order to family, he goes on to say that you should be caring for your parents if they get widowed. Matter of fact, let's pull it up. 1 Timothy, go to 1 Timothy 5. So here's the thing. This is an overcorrection of a lack of biblical grounding. This what we're going to see is actually more common overseas than it is here. And this is where I think actually America, believe it or not, does fall short. And because we fall short here, then we overcorrect to this mommy munes nonsense. Okay. Hey, you want to see something kind of crazy? Over 75% of the people that watch this channel are not subscribed. Please consider subscribing and turning your bell notification on so that you don't miss anything we have going here. Verse 3. It says, honor widows who are truly widows, but if a widow has children or grandchildren, let them first learn to show godliness to their own household, and to make some return to their parents, for this is pleasing in the sight of God. She who is truly a widow, left alone, has set her hope on God and continues in supplication and prayer night and day. But to she who is self-indulgent is dead even while she lives. Command these things as well, so that they may be without reproach. But if anyone does not provide for his relatives, and especially for members of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than a non-believer. Let a widow be enrolled if she is not less than 60 years of age, having been the wife of one husband, and having a reputation for good works, if she has brought up children, has shown hospitality, has washed the feet of the saints, has cared for the afflicted, and devoted herself to every good work. But refuse to enroll younger widows, for when their passions draw them away from Christ, they desire to marry, and so occur condemnations for having abandoned their former faith. Besides that, they learn to be idlers, going about from house to house, and not only idlers, but also gossips and busybodies, saying what they should not. So I would have the younger widows marry, bear children, manage their household, and give them the advisory, no occasion for slander, for some have already strayed after Satan. So go back to the very top. So what this is basically laying out is this natural order of how community is to be done in the scriptures. Okay. So Paul is telling that when there's widows in a local church, hey, let's have the immediate family care for those widows, right? And if they're of good reputation, and they don't have family, then let the church care for them. But if they're younger and they're still passionate, they still have passion, then let them remarry. So what is the point here? Go back to that for me. Take care of any widow who has no one else to take care for her. But if she has children or grandchildren, the first responsibility is to show godliness at home and repay their parents by taking care of them. This is something that pleases God. So what is it saying? This is saying that the widow is to what? Live with her children or grandchildren. That means that there should be multi-generational support. We don't really do that in America. We just kind of ship old people away, put them in a home, put them on SSI, let the government deal with them. This is saying the opposite, right? This is saying, hey, if she has children or grandchildren, that it is the responsibility of the children and the grandchildren to care for them, right? And then verse 5, he says, now a true widow who is truly alone in this world has placed her hope in God. She prays night and day, asking God for his help. But the widow who lives only for pleasure is spiritually dead. And then, so he kind of goes back and forth, right? Give instruction to the church so that no one will be open to criticism. But those who don't care for their relatives, especially those in their own household, have denied the true faith. Such people are worse than non-believers. So Paul is saying, look, you guys need to start caring multi-generation. You guys need to start caring for your own. You guys need to start taking care of your own. If you're not taking care of your family, especially your immediate family, you're worse than a non-believer. You've denied the faith. So he's saying, everybody take care of your own parents, your own grandparents, your own in-laws. And if the church, if someone doesn't have anyone and they're a widow, right? They're the most vulnerable. They're older. They're over 60, he says. Then the church can take care of them. This is initially the first welfare state.
So the first widow he talks about here has grandchildren.
Yes.
Is like 60, husband 65, he dies. Just because old age or whatever, right?
Yep.
Okay. So it's not, and so the younger widow is like the more unfortunate. Husband died in combat. Husband died in construction.
Yes.
And she is younger. And so why would they also not want the older widow to remarry? It's just uncommon.
Like who's getting remarried at 65 in that culture? I mean, let alone in our culture.
Especially in that culture.
Right?
Especially.
And so if you actually...
So it's not the younger ones.
Yeah,
it's
no.
ones that have a whole life ahead of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Those that have a whole
apologize.
life ahead of them.
Yes.
And he's telling them, hey, take care of your own people. This is the first welfare system, if you think about it. Take care of your own. We're not going to just pawn it off on the church, because that's everybody like, well, the church just fed everyone and
but
did
why
everything.
didn't they set up a 401k? Why didn't they have life insurance?
Right. He's saying, listen, the church isn't just going to just be the welfare state.
Yep.
Right? Now, if they don't have anyone and they're older, then yes, the church should take care of them. And so in American society, we've lost track of this. We've lost sight of this, not only from the church standpoint, but from a family standpoint. So when you don't have multi-generational families, when you're not taking care of elderly people, when you're not taking care of other people, then you are going to have women that just go off and build mommunes, because there's no reverence and respect for family in that sense. And this is where immigrants kill it, right? I was listening, and again, there's a whole lot I disagree with Andrew Tate on, but I was listening to this aspect, and he was talking about, if you look at immigrant families, when they come over, they just get one house and everybody lives in it.
That's dope.
And they just figure it out. Brothers, cousins.
Yep.
And then they buy a house. Then they buy another house. Then they buy a third house, right? Because they're pulling all their resources together to be in the same house. And then they set each other up for financial independence.
I want to buy a farm, do that.
but if you think about it, like, it's more prevalent in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
Here, not so much, because we're so hyper individualistic.
Now that's a Western ideology.
Yes. What the hyper individualistic?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're so hyper individualistic. Everybody needs their own common area. Everybody needs their own kitchen.
Yeah.
And like, you can't share anything with anybody. And so that's how you get this goofy stuff, because now it's not, hey, let me go live with my family for a season because, gosh, something tragic happened. I went through a divorce.
Yeah.
Let's just say it was justified. But let me now go live with my best friend that I made a pact with, who probably has a crush on me, and but we're compatible as roommates, and we're gonna have a mom. Like, it's usurping God's actual design for family, because we have a hyper individualistic me approach to these sorts of things.
Yep.
I live with my two brothers. One is married with two kids, my mother and my father, my grandparents in one house in the Philly suburbs. Word. Yeah.
Let's
I mean,
go.
I think there's definitely times where that is optimal. I mean, if you just think about it, like, think about it in Southern California, like, to rent a house is $3,000, right? To rent a decent house, but you can rent, but if two families come together, you could rent a freaking mansion for $5,000.
Yeah. My sister-in-law lives with me and my wife.
Right.
And we were able to, for cheaper than getting into a 2-bedroom apartment, we were able to split the rent in a way, divide the rent in a way where we got into a 3-bedroom house with a backyard, and it's like way more comfortable.
So it's a nicer place.
For less than a 2-bedroom apartment in Southern California.
For less, meaning because she helps out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like our portion is like $200 cheaper than what it would have been for a 2-bedroom apartment.
Right.
So it's like, hey, not too bad.
Yeah. So anyway, I think this is an overcorrection to America's hyper individualism.
Yeah.
I think it's unfortunate. I think it's unfortunate, because you know, look, we gotta grow up and just learn to live with people. You gotta live like this is
fact.
like this whole notion that, like, you're entitled to have your own space and your own peace and your own this, right? That's such a nonsensical view. That's like really, really, really modern. That's like super modern. Like,
there's 3 people in my family, and we deserve 2,500 square feet to ourselves. Each person deserves 850 square feet of the house to themselves. Is like, that's very privileged. You're not getting 850 square feet to yourself overseas.
Yep. Hey, this is a segment from our daily after party stream. Consider partnering with us online for as little as $5 a month to get access to these daily after party streams completely unedited. You'll also get access to our podcast as they are streamed live into the community before anyone else gets to see them, get to interact with our guests, get access to our private Discord server, and a discount code for our store for as little as $5 a month. Ultimately, that will help towards helping us continue contextualizing the gospel using media and podcast here on YouTube. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.